Every day, Nigerians rise with hope to face the new day with resilience. They weather the storms and difficulties, keeping hope alive that one day the Nigeria of their dreams would emerge. We all yearn for a great Nigeria, the Nigeria of our dreams. The Nigeria that we desire will not be birthed by mere wishful thinking. It will be birthed through the deliberate efforts of every Nigerian to shape the narratives and take hold of our collective destiny. Don't stand alone. Join the 67 Code Green as we shape the next 60 years of Nigeria and deliver on the mandate. It's the rise of the new. Light is here. We move. We conquer on our knees. We are the Daniels.
It's powerful, insightful, educative, interesting, didactic.
And welcome to another insightful edition and insights with Victoria Allwell. I'm pretty much excited about today's edition, and I'm sure you would be as well. All you just need to do is follow me through. With me today is an amazing and outstanding personality. Now, there are a few individuals who are able to make silent but strong impacts in their fields of industry, and one of such is with me today. He is Olushola Olofinro Babatope Ayodele, aka Oba, which is a concept of a crown or an authority in a field. And yes, he is one of such. He's a crown and an authority in his field. Join me to welcome Babatope Oba. Hi, and welcome to Insights Edition today. It's good to have you here. Thank you for coming.
All right. Hello, Vicky Wonders.
Hi,
Yeah, great
welcome.
to be here.
Spotlight is on you right now, and definitely not me. So we're just gonna have you share a little bit. You know, I think I find everything you do excellent, amazing, and interesting. I've followed you for years. You have quite a strong voice. I think there was a time I tried imitating your voice for voiceovers, and someone would tell me, what is it? Be yourself. Stop trying to copy. But I was doing that intentionally because I felt this is different. I mean, it's different from the general voiceover montage we get to hear every day, from the everyday voiceovers we hear. And I think, I don't know how you've been able to build this strong voice, strong brand as an individual in the voiceover and music industry. Of course, you will tell us as we go on. But can we start with your background history or your story? As a child, did you know this is what you would always do? I mean, this is what you will do eventually. Did you always know as a child that this is what you will do? What was your background experience like?
Interesting question, and it's a very brilliant question. I love that. Yeah, like I said, interesting question.
Thank you.
You see, well, growing up in my own time, yeah, you exhibit some kind of talents. You know, growing up, I was using my voice to run commentaries, to do when people having their birthdays, and I love sports. I love football a lot, you know, back then, you know.
Yeah.
And then I would run commentaries. After each matches, I would analyze. I know the terms they use, you know.
Yeah.
People will listen, you know, watch me speak then, you know, and when people have their birthdays, I will go, you know, behind the scene, like create something to entertain them, but in form of a commentary, you know, and then, you know, like that. I was doing that, but you know, growing up, my sisters, you know, elder and younger, they they were art inclined, and yeah, the younger was art inclined, and the elder became like a commercial person, like in the banking world. So the idea for me was not like, well, all of us cannot be art. Yes, though And in those days, you're either an engineer, a doctor, a
Yeah,
pharmacist,
true.
all those kind of trend then. So I was like, there should be a science person, because what word would I use now? I was ah, I'm trying to remember the word we use, but I could flow in many general knowledge, many things like that back then, for me, like when you are like an all-rounder. I was just using the best language. So that led me into science. And, I wasn't even thinking of all this. I was top in chemistry and all that. I was a science student. So the person you are seeing here actually, or you guys say, wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor. So I was very good with biology, everything. I will tell you, even when I'm ill, I will explain everything, tell you all the stuffs that are around me, like, body and all that. So, I started the science part, and then like they would say, you do jam will jam you. That's what we use in those days, when you don't meet the cutoff mark or whatever is. So from there, I now reevaluated my life. Like, okay, what do I love doing?
Let's bring it home to you personally now as a child. You were talking about your talent, you were talking
Yeah,
about, yeah, so being able to
yes,
express
yes,
explore different things. You wanted to be a doctor, you wanted to go into the science aspect of,
y-
life. So
yes,
what happened? What was it? What created that a transition in your mind where you felt, okay, I can't do this. I'm not
yes.
sure the doctor thing is for me. Yeah, so what happened within that time?
Well, I wouldn't say that the doctor thing wasn't for me, because even till now, there are times that even when I talk, you understand. Um, but what I was trying to say then was that what they placed value on those days were like, okay, academics. Do you understand? That was what I was trying to point out to. Like, if you're on the talent side, it will just be like, okay, yeah, he has the talent, you're just using it. So that was what I said when I now went to College of Journalism. That was where, when you are in the midst of people who are learning the same thing, you're practicing. So people can easily say, oh, everybody was saying, this guy and a broadcast guy. You understand? We had print, we had broadcast. You learn everything, PR and adverts, learn about photojournalism, learn about journalism writing and all that. So what I'm trying to say is, at that point, that was where I started tilting towards the natural talent. You understand? And my dad was like, okay, you love sport, you love commentary. That's why I'm allowing you go to towards that direction. Oh, you like to analyze. You understand? But then growing up, parents they had their own perspective about what you should go and learn, what is lucrative, what makes sense, and what will make them proud. Do you understand? So that's what I'm just trying to say, that so, and what we are saying here, there are two dimensions of me. There's the music and the media part. The one I just explained is the media. For the music, I discovered my singing ability as a teenager. I won't say yes, it runs in the family. My mom sings, but growing up, even when I went to the boarding house, so then even when I joined the choir, people will be like I don't have the voice. They will even look at the parts, tenor, all those auto. They don't have anywhere to place me. Whenever I'm there, my voice is gone. I don't know if it was like a psychological thing. Like, once you are out of home, you are not around your parents, just so the voice will just cease and not flow. So it was a church I joined then, the teens church, and then at some point they had a strong teenage ministry, you know. That day they were like, okay, who can lead us? And that was how I said, I can lead. And from that day till now, I've been singing, I've been leading, I've been, so that's the area. I'm not the type that will come and tell you that I started singing from my mother's womb.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's beautiful to know that you had people around you to tell you this is it, this is your path. You had people to make you see that this guy is a broadcaster. This is what will work for him as a presenter. I think that's what also works when you have the right people around you to tell you what to do, and then you two decide to follow through. And this is where we are today with you as a strong voice in your field. Okay, now I'm gonna ask this question. In one of our conversations previous time, you said this. You said finding essence in what you do matters. So what unique essence did you find in voiceover, voice acting, and music?
All right. Yes. For me, what I realized now, because when you talk now, there are two dimensions of me here, and they have different sides. So this is what I'm just saying. In terms of the media, yeah, in terms of my voice, what I discover is that people get inspired. You understand? People are inspired. They want to listen. You understand? And then the interesting thing is that when you see the person, behind, you know, like, as in when you now see me, to connect the voice, you'll be like, how did you get the baritone and all that? And interestingly, one thing I want people to learn again is that growing up, my voice sounded feminine. In fact, when you hear me then, you just be like, is this one a guy? You understand? Not knowing that embedded, in me was that rich voice that I can play around with. You understand that kind of thing? So I didn't know, you know. So it was when I was exploring it, I could see that, So, I was doing one funny thing then, and friends would just be like, sorry, oh, is this guy okay? I could see anything on the wall, I just make something out of it. Like, life is good. They just be wondering, anything this guy is doing is making, not doing that. I was actually creating my parts, like exercising my voice and all that. You get? So I realized that. So one of the things I discovered that it's a rich voice and it inspires, you understand? And, I started using it even in church, and I see people come and say, oh, you have this fantastic voice. Wow. Many, many things. Like, most importantly, I've been able to impact in that area. In terms of singing, now, what I discovered in that, there's a part, one, as in my name, like you said at some point, you said Olushola Babatope. Yeah, the Babatope part is an expression of gratitude to God. And so in my music, I discovered that essence, that in that area of singing, and all that, the essence is to cultivate a lifestyle of gratitude. I love worship. I love to praise God, so to say. So when I discovered that essence, in my name, and it connect with my music, I started to do that. So I started what is known today as gratitude dealer. You understand? One who cultivates gratitude, the attitude of gratitude. Like you say, gratitude ambassador, one who inspires people to be grateful. So my music reflects gratitude. My music preaches gratitude. My music impacts gratitude. So basically, that's the essence side of my story.
Okay, great. So I picked two things when you said your voice used to sound like a female voice growing up. Oh my God, that was funny to me. So when you realized that, oh, I have this female voice, did you in any way feel a little bit what would like you should I say maybe you just felt like I'm not sure I'm up to standard when it comes to using my voice for anything just because I have a female voice. So and how were you able to move from having just female voice to a very strong baritone voice?
Yeah.
Did you get my question?
Uh,
Okay.
well, yes, I did. I did.
So
Everything
was
is
there any
about
form of
discovery.
discrimination with
You
your female
understand?
voice? Yeah. Was there any form of feeling of discrimination with your female voice?
Well, yeah. The thing is, when you have the physique of a male and everything, and then you sound that way, you just why is this one sounding like a lady? You understand? They just feel like, why are you sounding like a lady? You get, but I just feel that, that's my voice, you know.
Yeah.
So self-esteem was not an issue,
Okay, great. Yeah,
but
that's what I
rather I
wanted to find
just
out.
thought that, okay, I just thought that, okay, that's just the way my voice is, not knowing that it's actually a rich voice, that there are many, many things. It's for voice acting, actually.
Okay. All right, great. You spoke about gratitude, being a gratitude dealer and a gratitude ambassador. I know you started the expression of gratitude in 2018. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. So
Yes,
what's your
yes, yes.
vision? What's your vision for the gratitude expression you portray in music? Where do you see it in few years to come, and probably 5 years to come? How do you plan to expand it?
Okay, yeah. In terms of that, well, gratitude dealer is a community. Now, it's beyond me. So it's a community of grateful people. One of my role model is one of the presidents of America. You understand, who inspired
Yeah,
gratitude. You understand. So like in America today, there's a day of Thanksgiving. You understand? So a day dedicated
yeah.
to that. Get. So, and for me, that's future for me, where we can set a day aside to be grateful, grateful to God, grateful to the
Okay,
one who created us. You understand? So basically, um like I said, it's a community. So we're looking at, so it's like, how would I say it? Basically, is to break the culture of vanity. You understand? When you tend towards vanity, we do a lot of things, that's mindless. And so in a way, we forget that, okay, we need to be grateful to God. You understand? It's always about you understand? You become like, you are only driven by yourself, forgetting that you have a creator, forgetting that all that you are, um, is somebody, a being beyond you, that has given you that opportunity. You understand? So basically, that's just it. To have that community where people live. Like I said, gratitude is an attitude, gratitude is a culture. And when you say culture, it's a way of life. So it becomes like a way of life. When you tell people about gratitude, they said, yes, I wake up, I'm grateful. But the truth is that we have something we call gratitude muscle. Just like you exercise your muscles, when you don't exercise your gratitude muscles in times when you go through things, You understand? Because it's not always, people are grateful when things happen for them. What of when things don't happen to you for you? So how does gratitude becomes the default mode? That is what we are looking at, where gratitude becomes the default mode for people, irrespective of what is happening to you. It's not a factor of, okay, I don't blow, things are working well. You understand? So, and like the good book says that we should be thankful in everything. You understand? So basically, that's just it. Yeah.
I like the words you used, breaking the culture of vanity. Quite strong and interesting. Now, I watched one of your videos from probably a video montage from probably 3 years ago, couples hangouts.
A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person, having a true friend to fall in love with over and over again.
Precise, and I enjoyed the flow of your words and the life you gave to each word as you mentioned it or as you said. Now, there's a question I want to pick from this, and it is there's someone out there who probably is thinking, I don't know how to get to where you are right now. I'm still trying to build my voice, like you said, you had this female voice, growing up. I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping I will get there, but it feels it's difficult. Was there ever a time you felt this was also difficult for you? And could you take us a little bit through your training processes? Because some people just see people and they're like, oh wow, this person is made, and they don't know that there was a process. Now, I just want you to break down your training processes, moments that were difficult, that you just felt, I'm not sure I'll be able to do this, and then how you were able to, pull through to where you are today.
Yeah. Thank you for that. In this industry, or like, say voiceover, using your voice, everybody just feels that if you can talk, you can do it, like, or some just feels about the permits my choice of words, the phonology, in broadcast we call it false air, where people just coin their own way of saying things, and it sounds, like too, so to say, they say taxi, there's nothing like that, but it sounds cool, like somebody, and they're actually not pronouncing correctly. You get? So everyone just think they can do it, and so it looks like, oh, what you are doing is cheap now. Can you really make a life out of it? You understand? But you see, one thing I learned and that has helped me is that training, learning, and surrounding yourself with people in that field, especially those who are professional. You see, and beyond Nigeria, because in our country, people are, how that is, transactional in approach to things. Like, okay, what's in it for me? Like, yeah, they're not transformational. So there's no room for, you don't understand that is a transformation process. So they go with that mindset of transaction. Transaction is good, you understand, not like it's not good, but that mindset, like, when like the way they brand Nigeria, that, oh, we all have survival instinct, survival mentality, and so that will be like a blocker to how you go about this thing. So if what has driven you into it is the fact that they say, you want to blow in it, or you want to make money, it's good, oh, you understand, but you must understand that is a process. And process for me was that, you know, um, I kept learning. I was watching people, professionals abroad, and when you watch people who are at the elite level of these things, you understand, they let you see, oh, so when you read these things, you color the words, you give life, you start making meaning. What just seems like, it's just like when we voice is intentional, you're deliberate, you understand, you're looking at those things, you're not just It's not just like when you talk, you don't care. You're not paying attention to details. You're not seeing like you're giving life to something. So what I'm trying to say is that what will help majorly is to surround yourself with knowledge and people in that world, and then use, irrespective of what you're doing. In fact, in our industry today, people always try to advise and say that it should be like a part-time thing. It should be like your second thing, that it doesn't come like that. But what I realize again, that's why when you look beyond the country that you are in, especially this country that we're in, you know, you would see many things to explore. Like in this industry, I know people who are full time into voiceovers. I mean, when you have full time voiceover, you'll be like, wow, how can that happen? You understand? But basically, it's the fact that they started seeing, it's just like, okay, let's say we have um different, like, there's a difference between when you see something as a job and when you see it as a business. When we started voiceovers, people saw it as a job. So they call it voiceover job. So when you hear job, it creates that waiting game mentality, like a job. Okay, you are waiting for a script to come, or you are waiting for a company to come up with a advert. They need a voice. You understand? As opposed to when you say voiceover business, it makes a lot of difference. You understand? So when you talk in terms of deep business, you have a demo. Your demo is what you send to clients for them to assess you, to listen to your voice. Then you need to know your niche. Niche is that when you know your voice, though we are not the best judge of our talents, so you need like a coach. And there's a way people feel about coaching when it comes to talent. You need Coaching is life wide and lifelong. So it's not a matter of I've arrived, I've blown. You need a coach throughout your life. Beyonce still has a coach, many, many, many people like that, because it will help you upgrade your stuff, your skill, and then you'll be able to niche properly. For instance, in our industry, people want to do everything. They want to do commercials, they want to do narrations, they want to do IVR, all of them. Meanwhile, instead of you to know what your voice, for instance, I know my own voice is warm, is soothing, and it has a baritone feel, not too deep. You understand? So once you're able to access that, you know the kind of area. Okay, is it corporate narrations that fits me? You understand? So when you start niching like that, it will help you. But it's when you want to go for everything that things become difficult. Because when you're trying to do everything,
Very
you now
true.
even see other guys
Yeah,
that can do this thing. You feel
very true.
intimidated because you be
Mm.
like, how did this guy do this? Oh, and you be like,
Yeah.
when will I get through in this industry? But once you niche from the outset, it will help you. You just become master at that particular thing because you've done it over time. It's just like the word
Yes.
when they say tipping point of something. You get to the tipping point after you spend thousands of hours. I think is it 10,000 hours
The
on that particular thing.
10,000 hour rule.
So
Yeah. 10,000 hour rule.
so you get to the tipping point of that thing. And so that's the way it works. You see, when you now niche, you now need to treat the areas you find yourself like an industry. Now,
Okay.
that when I'm talking, I said I'm business.
Yes.
When you start seeing things as business, this is how business is not necessarily that, I see it as something I'm making money from. It's not just that. So for me, instead of saying e-learning, in learning narration as as just niche. I see it as a
Okay.
business. So from there, you
Oh,
start
wow.
looking at companies who need such services. So that's
Thank you
how
so much.
you get to, yeah.
I think you've said quite a lot already there. We just have a few more minutes to go. Like, I think less than 5 minutes already to round up the
Okay.
session. And I mean, one of the things you've said thus far quite enlightening. You talked about your approach needs to be transformational beyond transactional. And then you also said, know your niche. It's very important that you know your niche. This is how you can even find essence in what you do, irrespective of the industry that you are in. Once you know your niche, the next thing is you can find essence in that particular thing. Get a coach as well. Get a coach and be open to being mentored and all. I actually want to ask one more question. Of course, before I ask this question, I just want you in just probably 30 seconds to just do a freestyle. You've been saying things anyways. Just do a freestyle voiceover in 30 seconds and then your final words to us, because we just have less than 2 minutes to go.
All right.
A new day to the future of Nigeria, a new beginning to our land, Nigeria, a great nation with great people. We can become better if we work at it. Let's make Nigeria great again.
Wow, like wow. Beautiful. All right, what is your last word to the viewers today?
All right. Yeah. So what I'll say, be grateful at all times and find essence in whatever you love doing and what you don't even love doing. Find essence in it.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. It's been an amazing time with you today. I have learned, and I'm sure that the people who have viewed or you out there viewing this show right now, that you've learned one or two things as well. I mean, he has shared quite a lot. Thank you so much, Oba. A crown in his field, like you just saw what it did. Isn't it beautiful? You can also become a niche. You can also become a crown in your field. You can find your niche and become a crown in your field. Just start right now to push things one day at a time, one step at a time, and you'll get there. Thank you for joining us on today's edition. We look forward to having you again, same time next week. And don't forget to subscribe to our page. If you're yet to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Bye for now.
So I've come to say, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God.